Exclusive contract novel from Feilu Novel Network. Shenhao. Stepping from scratch to the pinnacle of the world. After obtaining the Shenhao system after the college entrance examination, how should one reach the pinnacle of the world? With investment as the cornerstone and banks as the core, with technology as the direction and profit as the goal, Anliang built a massive financial and commercial empire, established the Kansaien organization that crosses regional borders. Finally, with the help of the shadow, the court ascended to the pinnacle of the world. Anliang. When I got the Shenhao system, I was selected by heaven and the only one. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Undefined. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In 2019, Xinjiang's college entrance examination results were announced. In Tianhu community, a young person is checking the information displayed on their phone screen, which shows the results of the college entrance examination. Anliang. Language. 91 Mathematics. 90 English. 110 Comprehensive Theory. 132 Total Score. For 23 Liang looked at this score and knew he was feeling cold. Although this score was below average, it was only at the level of a second-tier student. Ding! The Life Winner system has been loaded. An alert voice appeared in Liang's mind. On the surface, Liang appears calm because after the college entrance examination, he read a large number of online novels, which naturally leads to similar situations. System. Liang tried to silently recite. The Life Winner system is at your service. The Life Winner system responds. Congratulations to the host for receiving the blessings of fate. The host can earn 0.1 yuan for every second it exists. Although Liang just passed the math exam in college, he still easily calculated the weight of this blessing. Get 0.1 yuan per second, 6 yuan per minute, 360 yuan per hour, 8,640 yuan per day, 259,200 yuan per month, and an annual salary directly exceeding 3 million yuan. This blessing means that Liang has directly surpassed 99% of the people. The Life Winner system displayed more information in Liang's mind. Host. Liang level. LV1 blessings. 0.1 yuan per second experience. 0/100000 appearance. 70 Liang raised his eyebrows. He is a tall and handsome guy with a sword eyebrow star, but he only has a 70-point appearance. Before Anliang thought about it, his phone sounded a prompt, and someone in the class's penguin group was at everyone. Anliang clicked on the class's penguin group to check the situation. In the penguin group of class 6 of grade 3, class monitor He Siming is at everyone. He is one of the administrators and naturally has the right to at everyone. He Siming. Classmates, today the college entrance examination results are announced. Those who achieve their ideals need to celebrate, while those who do not meet their expectations need to vent their frustrations. I suggest that we gather tonight at Taoyuan Hot Pot. Chu Bo, supplementary proposal. I performed exceptionally well this time. During the second and third consultations, I only scored around 550. However, this time I scored 601 in the college entrance examination. I want to celebrate Li Kuan. Supplementary proposal. I failed the exam this time. I usually get 500 points, but this time I only get 462 points. It seems that I can only go to a second-tier university. Today, I want to drown my sorrows in alcohol. Sun Feifei. The environment of Taoyuan Hot Pot is pretty good, I can participate. Li, join +1, Zhou Kong. At Li Xian. Does the goddess participate? Li Xian is widely recognized as the goddess of academic excellence among boys in class 6 of grade 3. She not only has good grades, but also looks pure and cute. With a height of 1.68 meters and a B.level panda that surpasses her age, she is simply cheating. Zhou Kong asked the voices of all male classmates in Class 6 of Grade 3, including Anliang. For goddesses like Li Xian, Anliang naturally has a good impression in his heart. However, in school, Anliang was just the most ordinary and average male student, with middle and lower grades. Although he was a bit handsome, there was still a certain distance between being handsome and committing crimes. So the intersection between Anliang and Li Xian is limited to their classmate relationship. Li Xian. At Anliang. Anliang, are you going? Anliang has been diving and peeking. As mentioned above, his relationship with Li Xian is nothing more than a classmate relationship. Li Xian suddenly at him and asks if he can go. What is the situation? When Siming saw Li Xian at Anliang, he immediately felt jealous. Everyone in Class 6 of Grade 3 didn't know that he liked Li Xian, and in Class 6 of Grade 3, the family conditions that were better than him were not as good as him, and the family conditions that were better than him were not as good as him. In this situation, he unilaterally regarded Li Xian as his girlfriend. Siming. At Anliang. How many points did you get on the exam? Chu Bo is Siming's younger brother. When he saw Siming preparing to step on Anliang, he immediately caught up with the rhythm. Chu Bo, based on the results of Anliang's 3 diagnostic exams, I'm afraid they won't exceed 450 points, right? In fact, Anliang's college entrance examination score did not exceed 450 points, and the evaluation of the 3 diagnostic exams has significant reference value. Li Kuan. At Anliang. We had a dinner together, are you attending? Anliang flipped through the previous records and found that Siming had already pretended once in the group. He scored 626 points, which can be said to be an excellent performance. This score exceeded Anliang's 203 points. Once Anliang attends the party, Siming may have to pretend in various ways, right? Ding. Random task. High school classmates gathering. Option 1. The host will participate in a high school reunion and receive a Porsche 911 Turbo's 3.8T, as well as a Proficient Driving Skill Award. Option 2. If the host refuses to attend a high school reunion, they will receive the title of Ninja Turtle. Note 1. The system's rewards come from various investment market funds, which are untraceable legal funds and will not cause any financial or legal risks. Note 2. Driving skills will be obtained through memory transfer and muscle memory assistance, and the legality and authenticity of the driver's license will be resolved from a causal perspective. Please use it with confidence. Do we still need to consider this option? Choose one. Anliang responded in his heart. Undefined. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ding. The system is processing the reward, and the Porsche 911 Turbo's 3.8T is expected to be delivered this afternoon. Please pay attention to the subsequent system prompts. The system is distributing mastery-level driving skills. Anliang suddenly felt a large amount of information pouring into his mind, all about driving. After a moment, Anliang clearly felt that he could drive and his skills were very good. System Cowhide. Undoubtedly a life winner system. After receiving the reward, Anliang continued to check the class group information of Class 6 in Grade 3. The careful thinking behind this information naturally cannot be concealed from Anliang, or in other words, everyone knows it well. There are too few fools in this era. Siming is a famous second-generation wealthy student in the class, and with good grades and generosity, as well as being the class monitor, everyone is willing to remain silent and watch the fun, or just help Siming step on Anliang. After Anliang confirmed option 1, he replied to the message in the group. Anliang. At Li Xian. The class monitor he has spoken up, so naturally I want to participate. Anliang. At Siming. Performed normally, with a total score of 423, and there were no issues with the second tier. Class monitor he, how much did you take the exam? And Liang knowingly asked a question to create a stage for he Siming to pretend. Since Anliang has created the stage, how can he Siming let it go? He Siming said, I can do it this time. I performed at an extraordinary level and achieved a score of 626, which is acceptable. By the way, at Li Xian. I'm planning to choose Magic City University. Are you still Fudan University? Looking at he Siming's chat message, and Liang almost burst out laughing and started pretending. Can I get a total score of 626 in the college entrance examination? To be reasonable, Anliang is now a big shot with an annual salary of 3 million yuan. Is the college entrance examination score really important? How many top students from Huaqin University and Daida University can earn an annual salary of 3 million? Li Xian. At Anliang. Come on. See you tonight. Li Xian ignored he Siming directly, which made he Siming even more furious. Although his college entrance examination score exceeded Anliang by more than 200 points, and he was even more shining in the class, Anliang was just a subordinate, right? Why does Li Xian pay more attention to Anliang? Thinking of this, he Siming immediately chatted privately with his henchman, preparing to give Anliang a strong blow tonight. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Anliang received another prompt from the system, indicating that the Porsche 911 Turbo S reward was about to be delivered. Anliang was secretly curious about how the system would deliver the car. Less than a minute after the system prompt, Anliang received a call. Hello, Mr. An. This is Shenhao Express. You have a package that has arrived, is it convenient to receive it now? The Shenhao courier quickly asked. Anliang responded, no problem, I'll come down right away. A moment later, Anliang signed for the SF Express, and as Anliang guessed, there was indeed a Porsche car key in the SF Express box. When he received the car key, the system issued a new prompt. The corresponding prizes are stored in parking space 188 of the B3 level garage in Qingguangtiandi. The host is requested to retrieve them themselves. The system will provide specific information feedback to Anliang. Qingguangtiandi is an emerging commercial center, mainly targeting the mid to high-end market. Anliang naturally knew about the world of Dawn, so he took a taxi with the key to the Porsche 911 Turbos and headed to the world of Dawn. 15 minutes later, Anliang arrived at the Dawn world and followed the prompts to find the Porsche 911 Turbo S. This car is Porsche's famous Miami blue paint, which is actually a high-brightness sky blue. It is equipped with Porsche's 4-point matrix headlights, combined with exaggerated large wheels, making it look heart-stopping. If we add 650 horsepower, 800 Newton-meters of torque, rear 4-wheel drive system, and PDK catapult mode to start, does the 2.7 second 0.100 time make our blood boil? Its license plate is also very meaningful. Shenhao AL888AL is naturally the initials of Anliang in pinyin, and the 3A Leopard number 888 is also quite festive. For this car, Anliang likes it more and more as he looks at it, even though its price is far lower than Ferrari and Lamborghini, Anliang still loves this car very much. He eagerly unlocked it and then sat in the cockpit to start the beast. The proficient driving skills made Anliang very familiar with the performance of this car, even in 2.7 seconds and 650 horsepower, it was still easily controlled by Anliang. The sky blue beast is well controlled by Anliang, but unfortunately, Shingqing City is mountainous and lacks a professional racing track, making it impossible to unleash the performance of this beast. As for road racing, please. Anliang has now reached the pinnacle of his life, okay? Why joke about your own life? Isn't it good to live well? What if something unexpected happens? As an idealistic future god, Anliang expressed that Mayu does not compete with bricks and tiles. Towards 6 o'clock in the evening, Anliang remembered that he was going to attend a classmate gathering. He set up a navigation system and drove the Porsche 911 Turbo to Taoyuan Hot Pot. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Undefined. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When Anliang arrived at Taoyuan Hot Pot, he circled twice but didn't find any parking space. He could only rudely park the Porsche 911 Turbo at the entrance and exit of the parking lot of Taoyuan Hot Pot, completely blocking the parking lot. The welcoming lady quickly walked up to remind, "Sir, you can't park your car here." Anliang responded, "I'm coming to your house for dinner. I'll park here for now. If a car leaves later, come over and ask me to move it, and I'll park in." As Anliang spoke, he drew out 100 red banknotes and handed them to the welcoming lady. It was only a meager 100 yuan, and if it were in the past, Anliang would definitely have felt a pang of pain. No. If it were in the past, Anliang could never have done so. As for now. What about a big shot with an annual salary of 3 million? And it's the kind that makes money while lying down. The welcoming lady, who had been obstructed by various means, happily accepted 100 yuan and responded with a smile to Anliang, saying that she would notify Anliang when a car left the venue. Anliang walked into Taoyuan Hot Pot and saw relevant information in the class group. This time, only 30.9 students participated, and Siming reserved a large private room with 4 tables. When Anliang walked into the private room, he glanced and almost everyone arrived, including Li Xian. She sat at table 1, Siming shamelessly sat on Li Xian's right side, and Sun Feifei sat on Li Xian's left side. When Anliang looked at Li Xian and Sun Feifei, the life winner system issued a prompt. Ding! Is the information scanning system enabled? Anliang is naturally a definite choice. The information scanning system has started and is currently obtaining relevant information about Li Xian and Sun Feifei. Li Xian. Age. 18 Appearance. 96 Body shape. 94 Special. 99 Sun Feifei. Age. 18 Appearance. 70 Body shape. 82 Special. 85 Remarks. 1. The appearance score is only based on the host's aesthetic perception, and if it meets the host's aesthetic perception, it will receive a higher score. 2. The special rating comes from personal lifestyle and physical health level, with a weight ratio of up to 90% for personal lifestyle. 3. The dividing line for special ratings is 80 points, and below 80 points, 99% are Porsche. 4. If the opposite sex only maintains an intimate relationship with the host, the special score will only fluctuate within a very small range due to the health level of the organism. Anliang immediately understood the meaning of the special score. The so-called Porsche is not a Porsche, but a used car ridiculed on the internet. This information scanning system is definitely a lightning rod. It can help Anliang effectively prevent lightning and prevent Anliang from traveling to the grasslands. Undoubtedly a life winner system. Anliang, you're late. Siming spoke up first, we don't have any seats at this table anymore. You can sit down wherever you see a seat for yourself. Li Xian was at table 1, and Siming naturally didn't want Anliang to come over. Anliang chuckled lightly, but he didn't respond to Siming's intentions, so he walked towards table 4. At present, there are only 3 girls at table 4, namely Li Li, Song Xinxin, and Zhang Shui. In their sophomore year of high school, a bad student in the school said a few words about Song Xinxin, but it was only after being severely educated by the police that everyone found out that Song Xinxin's family had a strong background relationship. In this situation, Song Xinxin and her classmates also have a certain distance. So even if there are 3 girls at table 4, no one else comes over. When Anliang walked over, he took the initiative and said, 3 beautiful women, long time no see. Do you mind if I sit here? Song Xinxin looked at Anliang, who was not a beautiful type, but rather had some tough and heroic qualities. She nodded and said, "Of course not." Anliang had just sat down when Li Xiyan stood up at table 1. She walked over and sat directly next to Anliang, taking the initiative to say, "Anliang, do you mind if I sit here?" With Li Xiyan's movements, everyone in the large private room looked towards Anliang. They didn't understand why Li Xiyan was approaching Anliang, and it was the same in the group before, but now it's showing again. If it were the former Anliang, he would definitely be pinching and even blushing. After all, he was 18 years old. But now, Anliang is now young and capable without feeling inferior. "Oh, goddess, I'm thinking, we don't have many intersections. Are you using me as a shield?" Anliang joked with a smile. Li Xiyan sat squarely on the right side of Anliang, and she responded, "Do you remember when the second year of senior high school had a Friday holiday, we stayed to do cleaning, and then it began to rain heavy rainstorm?" Anliang nodded and said, "I lent you my umbrella, didn't I?" Li Xiyan responded positively, "Yes. The key is just borrowing an umbrella." Anliang responded, "Even if I don't give it to you, others will still give it to you, after all, you understand. Li Xiyan is really beautiful. Can the appearance score of 96 points be low? To put it bluntly, it's just borrowing an umbrella. Which male classmate in class 6 of grade 3 doesn't want it?" Li Xiyan smiled lightly and said, "If it were just an umbrella, I wouldn't really care, but what if there was a love letter inside that said you liked me?" Anliang had a black question mark on his face. Why doesn't he remember he left a love letter? Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Undefined. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The former Anliang was very ordinary, even though he did like Li Xiyan in his heart. Most boys would have such a liking, right? How many boys don't like the most beautiful girl in the class? Love letter. Siming snorted coldly as he followed, looking at Anliang with an unfriendly expression on his face. Sun Feifei also followed and joked, "Wow, Anliang, can't you tell? You're sending a love letter to Xiyan. That's really a pity. I secretly liked you." Anliang looked at Sun Feifei helplessly. He knew Sun Feifei's little witch personality. "If you believe Sun Feifei. Hee. Goddess, did you remember wrong? I'm sure I didn't release the love letter," said Anliang, a young and confident student, calmly. A hint of surprise flashed in Li Xian's eyes. She had originally thought that Anliang would panic in various ways. "I know it wasn't you who put it, that handwriting isn't yours." Li Xiyan took the initiative to clear the situation. Anliang laughed heartily and said, "The goddess is indeed popular." "Are you really popular?" Li Xiyan frowned slightly, "Aren't you rejecting me now?" Before Anliang responded, the private door was opened and Zhou Kong walked in. As soon as he walked in, he immediately spoke loudly, "Sleeping in bed, wealthy people are really too arrogant. I just saw a top-of-the-line Porsche 911 in the parking lot at the entrance. I checked and found out that car might cost around 3 million yuan. Then the car parked directly at the entrance of Taoyuan Hot Pot parking lot, blocking the parking lot. Cars outside couldn't enter, and cars inside couldn't leave. Can you do whatever you want if you have money?" Zhou Kong deliberately blended the meme into it, showing a very quiet appearance. Siming continued, "The top-of-the-line 911. Is it a 911 turbo? Is it a hardtop or a convertible?" "Hardtop, I took a video and posted it in the class group. Take a look, this car is indeed very arrogant," Zhou Kong said loudly. The classmates in the private room all took their phones and looked at them, including Li Xiyan. However, she noticed that Anliang had no intention of looking, and she secretly paid attention to this detail. After watching the video, Siming sighed and said, "This Porsche is also too handsome. The key is that it really costs around 3 million yuan. This kind of thing is too far away from us. Zhou Kong also sighed, envy, jealousy, hatred. This kind of thing, if not born, is basically impossible to have in this lifetime. Sun Feifei asked in confusion, isn't the Porsche 911 only worth over $1,000,000 yuan? This is not an ordinary Porsche 911, this is the top-of-the-line Porsche 911. The 3.8T turbocharged engine can unleash 650 horsepower, and the PDK transmission can provide 800 Nm of torque, accelerating this monster from stationary to a speed of 100 km per hour in 2.7 seconds, He Siming said quickly, showcasing his erudition and talent. He Siming continued, this level of Porsche 911, most Ferraris and Lamborghini are staring at it, and the industry calls it killing cows and horses. Anliang's eyes were filled with a smile, and he took the initiative to praise, there's something in the old class. How could they know so much? He Siming looked at Anliang with suspicion. There was not much intersection between him and Anliang, but in the previous class group, due to Li Xian's initiative to add Anliang, there was already a trend of opposing sides. Just now, Li Xian joked that Anliang handed her a love letter, and He Siming showed great hostility. Under such circumstances, Anliang suddenly praised him. He Siming expressed a little panic. What's wrong with him? Later on, Zhou Kong was unaware of the conflict between Anliang and He Siming. After Anliang praised He Siming, Zhou Kong also boasted, the old class is the old class, and compared to the old class, I am a fake car fan. When Li Xian heard Anliang praise He Siming, she once again opened the class group to view the video, took a screenshot, and then enlarged the picture to check the license plate. Shenhao AL888. Li Xian determined the license plate number from the video screenshot. Taking into account the license plate number and Anliang's praise of He Siming's actions, a hint of surprise flashed in Li Xian's eyes. Anliang AL888, Anliang FA. Li Xian confirmed the answer in her heart, and a smile appeared on the corner of her mouth. In this game, He Siming lost too miserably, right? Li Xian looked at He Siming with some pity. He had just praised that Porsche 911 to the sky, and it was not only about killing cows and horses, but also about the top-level performance monster. Which car actually belongs to Anliang? If He Siming knows the answer, I don't know if He Siming can resist it. He Siming was still sighing, I have no hope for that top-notch sports car in my life. For around 3 million yuan, what kind of immortal would buy a Porsche 911? Zhou Kong agreed and said, yeah. With just a little bit more, Ferrari and Lamborghini are not a problem. The Porsche 911 is always the Porsche 911, just a bit off par. He Siming nodded confidently, I also feel like I'm a little short of. Before He Siming could finish speaking, the welcoming girl walked in and quickly looked around before turning to Anliang. Sir, could you please move out of the car? Some guests are leaving, said the welcoming lady politely. All right, Anliang responded as he stood up. After responding, Anliang left the private box directly, and the classmates in the box were all quiet. They all thought of the Porsche that was blocking the parking lot. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Undefined. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. In the large private room where Class 6 of senior high school was located, it was quiet. He Siming blushed like a monkey's butt. He thought of the situation where he had just boasted about his performance, explained the relevant information about the Porsche 911 Turbo, and was praised by Anliang. That feeling is too bad. He Siming suddenly felt like a dog. He suddenly understood what the words Anliang praised him before meant, probably mocking him for knowing more but not being able to afford it, right? He Siming clenched his fist tightly, his face changing and uncertain, and finally released his fist. As he himself said, what kind of immortal would buy the top-of-the-line version of the Porsche 911? Probably a big shot with good money. Besides, with a price of around 3 million yuan, Simon clearly realized that Anliang and he were not part of the same social class. He wanted to fight Anliang at a pace that was completely self-deprecating, right? The silence in the large private room lasted for nearly half a minute, and Zhou Kongkai suddenly spoke up, sleeping in bed. That card is actually from Anliang. Zhou Kong continued, yes, the license plate of that car is Shenhao AL888, which sounds like Anliang FAFFFA. How could this guy be so wealthy? When Zhou Kang's words fell, everyone turned to Li Xian again. Originally, they didn't understand why Li Xian was interested in Anliang, whether it was in the class group before or taking the initiative to sit next to Anliang. When Anliang exposed the Porsche 911 turbos, it seemed that his classmates had found the answer. Faced with the skeptical gaze of her classmates, Li Xian had no intention of explaining anything. She also did not know about Anliang's situation. The reason why she approached Anliang was simply that he did not dislike him. Simon, that annoying ghost is too annoying. After a moment, Anliang returned to the large private room, and everyone's gaze towards Anliang suddenly changed. Some girls' eyes became hot, but Anliang went straight back to Li Xian's side. After Anliang sat down, Sun Feifei asked first, so which car really belongs to you? Anliang nodded and said, More than 3 million. Sun Feifei asked again. Actually, it's a bit close. The landing price does not include the license plate price of 2.9 million yuan, Anliang responded. Is there a difference? Sun Feifei roast. There is a difference, the difference of 100,000 yuan is quite significant, Anliang responded with a smile. 100,000 yuan is his salary for half a month. After waiting for Anliang and Sun Feifei to finish speaking, Li Xian took the initiative and said, if I say I didn't know your family was very wealthy, do you believe me? Believe it. Anliang responded positively. He really believes it. Although Anliang's family is not poor and he has opened a small construction company with assets exceeding 10 million yuan, which is seen by ordinary people as the rhythm of wealthy people, it is impossible to buy nearly 3 million yuan of sports cars for Anliang. Besides, this sports car comes from the life winner system. Before today, Anliang himself didn't even know about this car, so he naturally believed in Li Xian. Li Xian seemed to breathe a sigh of relief as she lowered her voice and said, I'm sorry about what happened before. I just hate that he's Simon. I hope you can understand more. Anliang had long guessed that Li Xian was just using him as a shield. Why do top-level beauties like Li Xian like him, who used to be ordinary? It's probably only possible when you're dreaming. I know, Anliang replied with a smile. Anliang and Li Xian chatted confidently, occasionally emitting some laughter. Both female and male classmates had complex expressions. The female classmate probably sighed that high-quality stocks like Anliang had already left them, while the male classmate sighed that Li Xian seemed to have become Anliang's bag. After all, with nearly 3 million yuan in sports cars and Li Xian's previous actions, they believed that Li Xian had already known about Anliang's situation. Simon remained silent. After returning from Anliang, he fell completely silent. If it weren't for the party he organized, he might have left early. In fact, this gathering did come to a hasty end. Eating hot pot was actually over within an hour, and the originally agreed second singing event was tacitly not mentioned again. Anliang, a big shark, was present, and the boys instinctively resisted being with him. After all, being with Anliang, they felt somewhat inferior. At the end of the classmate gathering, everyone pays AA, and Anliang doesn't take care of everything. At this time, taking care of everything doesn't win favor, but rather feels forced. The human heart is so strange. I'll see you off. Anliang looked at Li Xian and took the initiative to send out an invitation. Li Xian is very in line with Anliang's aesthetic standards, pure and sweet, with pandas beyond the age limit, coupled with the goddess's height of 1.68 meters and fair skin, she has all the looks Anliang likes. In this situation, why doesn't Anliang take the initiative? Sometimes, taking the initiative leads to a story. Okay, Li Shiyan didn't pretend to be reserved either. She agreed. Anliang gentlemanly opened the passenger door of the Porsche 911 Turbo S, and Li Shiyan sat in. This scene was caught by other classmates, and they might curse in secret. Why can't we just curse inwardly? P.S. My family went bankrupt and I came here to write a book. Does anyone read it? Do you like it? If you like it, please update it more Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Undefined. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the passenger seat of the Porsche 911 Turbos, Li Shiyan took the initiative to raise the topic. Where are you going to school? Li Shiyan asked. Anliang retorted, I heard you're planning to go to Fudan University. Li Shiyan definitely responded, She added, I'm planning to major in news and media. That's pretty good, their news and media studies are very strong, Anliang responded while driving the journalism and communication program at Fudan University is one of the 4 top majors, with a dominant position of striving for excellence. Anliang continued, for someone like me who is over 400% underachiever, my first choice is not to choose a school, but to choose a city. Ah. Li Shiyan hesitated for a moment. Anliang explained, my score is too low to have a good school, so I have to choose a city I like first, at least a developed metropolis. Can't I go to Sanxi University of Economics? Sanxi University of Economics is a meme of Xinqing City. Although it is an economics college, it is located in a rural area under the jurisdiction of Xinqing City, which is 30 kilometers away from the nearest county town. Isn't such a school toxic? Which city do you like? Li Shiyan asked curiously. Anliang explained again, when choosing a city, I tend to lean more towards lifestyle habits, but first exclude Xinqing City. After all, Anliang has been a native of Xinqing City since childhood. If he were to continue studying in Xinqing City, he expressed that he could not accept it. According to the dining style of Xinqing City, I prefer cities that lean towards spicy flavors, so I excluded a large number of coastal and northern cities, ultimately leaving Tianfu and Yangui, Anliang explained. Compared to Tianfu, Yangui is still slightly behind. In terms of economy, catering, and consumption, Yangui is completely behind Tianfu, so do you understand? Anliang responded. Li Shiyan retorted, the cuisine in big cities is diverse. Taking the example of the cities of Magic City and Beijing, these 2 places include cuisine from all over the country. Anliang chuckled and said, can I understand that you invited me to the Magic City? Li Shiyan gave Anliang a pale look and said, you're really narcissistic. You're so beautiful. Anliang responded with a smile. Humph. Li Shiyan snorted lightly, but the corners of her mouth slightly curled up. More than 10 minutes later, Anliang escorted Li Shiyan downstairs and he took the initiative to say, Goddess, add one more prestige. Li Shiyan did not refuse, she clicked on her QR code. Anliang doesn't like penguin chatting because penguin chatting has a disgusting aspect. People who frequently chat not only have signs of flames, but also grow from small boats to giant ships. This setting is absolutely toxic. For example, if Anliang were to chat with 2 girls, both of them would have a flame, one with a small boat and the other without a boat. Wouldn't the girl without a boat ask? It's better to have credibility. Various rudimentary chat plans, various social circle permission settings, various group settings, combined with the prestige dual mode, are definitely in line with the needs of Anliang. If you are young and capable without feeling inferior, there will definitely be a lot of girlfriends. Approaching 9 o'clock, Anliang did not drive the Porsche 911 Turbo S home because the origin of this car is difficult to explain, even though the system has resolved all normal car purchase-related issues, it has not resolved Anliang's parents. Anliang only hopes that the life winner system can solve this small problem in the future. I'm back. Anliang walked into the living room. Anliang's father, Shenhao, was reading the news when he casually asked, "How many points?" His mother Sun Xia also paid attention to Anliang. There were no surprises in the grades, they remained stable as always, with a total score of 423. There was no hope for one or worry for two, Anliang said of his college entrance examination results. And Shenhao calmly asked, "Is there any school you want to go to? Choose one from the Tianfu side." Anliang responded, "I preliminarily estimate it is the Tianfu School of Economics. As long as I comply with the adjustment, my score is not a problem." "Okay," and Shenhao nodded slightly. "Regarding school matters, your mother and I don't care. You choose your own path and you have to walk it yourself." Anliang agreed, and when he returned to his room, the life winner system issued a prompt. Ding! Congratulations to the host student for appearing in front of the gathering and receiving a random lottery opportunity. Do you want to draw the lottery now? Did you get a reward for pretending to be forced? It's a bit interesting, oh. Anliang responded in his heart, "Try the lottery." Congratulations to the host for obtaining 1 million tiger teeth coins. The system has automatically registered a tiger teeth account for the host and bound it to the host's penguin account. You can log in directly to tiger teeth through the penguin account. Anliang immediately asked in reverse, "Can we reward ourselves with these tiger tooth coins and then withdraw them?" No restrictions. Life winner system response. Anliang laughed, and it was indeed the winner system in life. There are no restrictions, which is in line with the concept of a winner in life. As for really rewarding oneself, Anliang pondered, it seems unnecessary. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Undefined. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Tiger Tooth coin is not Tiger Tooth gold bean. A Tiger Tooth coin recharge price is 1 yuan soft sister coin, and 1 million Tiger Tooth coins is 1 million soft sister coins. But it's more complicated to withdraw it. Firstly, register as a broadcaster, then join a union and receive a reward of 1 million Tiger Teeth coins. According to the rules of Tiger Teeth Live, Tiger Teeth will deduct 50% first, and the union will also deduct 10% to 20%. Newcomer anchors can only receive 30% to 32%. If Anliang wants to withdraw 1 million Tiger Tooth coins and register as a broadcaster, he can receive 300,000 to 320,000 yuan before tax, but there is still 20% personal income tax. In the end, only a profit of 240,000 to 250,000 yuan can be obtained. Almost only a quarter. This kind of monetization method, Anliang expressed that he couldn't accept it. 1 million yuan has become almost 250,000 yuan, which is simply a loss, okay. If you watch a live broadcast on Tiger Teeth, it's worth 1 million yuan. Isn't it good to flirt with female anchors? Anliang used his penguin account to log into Tiger Tooth Live, and indeed had 1 million Tiger Tooth coins in his account, becoming a huge tycoon in Tiger Tooth Live in just 1 second. However, Anliang did not immediately make a splash in the Tiger Tooth live broadcast. He did not have a favorite anchor, or in other words, he did not know the true face of those beautiful monsters. After all, Anliang is not Fahai, and he cannot see through demons at a glance. Anliang doesn't mind giving a reward of 1 million Tiger Tooth coins, but he does mind giving it to demons and monsters. After all, Xiao Jianxia is a bit too scary. The next day, Anliang is flirting with Li Xian on Prestige, and he received a call from Lu Kai. Lu Kai and Anliang have a good relationship. "Brother, I'm heartbroken. Come out for a drink," Lu Kai said first. Anliang directly roasted the response, "You and Deng Lisa are not in love at all, right? Lu Kai likes Deng Lisa, but the result is that the falling flowers intentionally flow without mercy. It's really you." Lu Kai replied, "Roast, I'll wait for you at 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the old place. By the way, I also called Zhou Kong and Liang Chao. Is that okay?" And Liang responded with a smile, "No problem. By the way, I looked at the chat records of the class group and found out that you actually made a Porsche 911. When you drove over for dinner, I took 2 photos. No problem, right?" Lu Kai casually said. "Okay." And Liang didn't refuse, "I'll see you at the same place at 5 o'clock. The so-called old place is the skewer shop next to their school, which is a place with good quality, affordable price, and good taste, and is deeply loved by high school students." Approaching 5 o'clock, and Liang drove the Porsche 911 Turbo south to the old place. As there was no dedicated parking space, he parked the car on the roadside. It was not a main road, so there were no parking fines. Lu Kai and the 3 of them had already arrived first. When Anliang stopped the car, Lu Kai had already walked out. He looked at the sky-blue Porsche 911 and then at Anliang, sighing, "If I had this car, wouldn't Teresa refuse me?" Zhou Kong patched up his knife and said, "Deng Lisa is a gold digger. Don't say anything about Porsche 911. Even if you have a BBA, you won't directly reject it." Liang Chao also added, "I heard that Lisa Deng is dating an old man outside of school. Don't really become a champion. Brother Wen." Lu Kai snorted lightly. His nickname was Kaisi, but at this time, could he accept calling him Kaisi? "By the way, is this car really 3 million yuan?" Lu Kai looked curiously at Anliang. "Almost." Anliang responded, "Just 2.9 million. Do you listen to others?" Zhou Kong roast. I vomited. Liang Chao also roast. Lu Kai sighed and said, "Boss, do you still need a pendant? I can be your pendant." And Liang laughed and cursed, "All right, hurry up and eat and drink. Aren't you heartbroken? Today, we fought against Lu Bu in Sanning." Zhou Kong quickly seconded and said, "Yes, yes, yes, we fought against Lu Bu in the 3 British War. Can't you drink it? Today we'll beat you up." Lu Kai was originally drunk, but he didn't refuse. "I'll treat him like Lu Bu today." At the entrance of the skewer shop, Anliang glanced at the billboard and saw the advertisement reading, "Spicy crayfish 138 yuan/5 Jin. Is crayfish so cheap?" Anliang casually asked. Zhou Kong responded, "That's right. Even if we sell crayfish in any store, the price keeps dropping. I heard there are too many crayfish farmers, and the price can't hold up." "On the hour," Anliang suggested. Lu Kai did not refuse, "Okay. The 4 of us, can we weigh 10 pounds first? Spicy and garlic, 5 pounds each," Anliang said. "Let's have 2 beers first. Let's each start with 6 bottles, isn't that a problem?" Lu Kai roast, 6 bottles start, 3 British wars against LV Bu. "Are you afraid?" Zhou Kong provoked. Liang Chao chuckled and said, "Anyway, you can just lie down and go back today." Lu Kaihua went out to respond, "Am I afraid?" While they were indulging in eating and drinking at the skewer shop, outside the shop, a tall, seductive woman with fair skin was holding up her phone to shoot a Porsche 911 Turbo. "Dog viewers, look what I've found." The seductive woman was live streaming, a Porsche 911 Turbo S, the top-of-the-line Porsche 911, should be priced around 3 million yuan. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Undefined. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Outside the string shop, a seductive female anchor is live streaming the Porsche 911 Turbo S from Anliang. She clearly knows this car and introduces it to everyone. Do you dog viewers know how strong this Porsche 911 is? The seductive female anchor continued, it is equipped with a 3.8T twin-turbocharged horizontally opposed 6-cylinder engine that can unleash 650 horsepower and 800 Nm of torque. Coupled with Porsche's proud PDK gearbox, the 0 to 100 km/h time in catapult mode only takes 2.7 seconds. This achievement has instantly killed a large number of supercars. The seductive female anchor exclaimed, whether it's Ferrari, Lamborghini, or McLaren, most models are not as good as this Porsche 911. Dog viewers, so you have to work hard. When you have such a Porsche 911, I, as a young anchor, will marry the #1 big brother. The seductive female live broadcast was creating a program effect. In this era, female anchors are also very difficult. Without the support of her older brother, even the most beautiful female anchor would find it difficult to get up. As for having Big Brother's support, not only do we have to bear the support of our Big Brother, but we also have to bear his impact. In the skewer shop, Anliang raised his glass and said, "Come on, Kaisi, let's have 3 more." Lu Kai's face was already flushed, and he stuttered a bit, "No, not coming." "Come again." "Spray." Zhou Kong took out his phone and opened the video recording. "You can do it if you don't drink, you understand the rules, just accept it and it's done." Anliang ignored the mischief of Zhou Kong and Lu Kai, and he received a prompt from the Life Winner system. Ding! Congratulations to the host for enjoying a pleasant gathering. The host will randomly receive 1.100 times the cashback amount for this catering consumption. It's getting late, I'll go check out first. Anliang stood up, "Zhou Kong, Liang Chao, you guys can send Lu Kai back later." Zhou Kong and Liang Chao did not mention the matter of AA paying, after all, Anliang came over with a Porsche worth nearly 3 million yuan, and they naturally did not mind following the big shot for a meal. "Pay the bill," Anliang greeted the cashier. The boss's wife in her 30s quickly responded, "The total is 638 yuan. Erase the remaining 630 yuan. Classmate, take a look at the list." Anliang glanced at the list and directly made the payment with credibility. He did not erase the remainder and paid 638 yuan directly. Ding! Congratulations to the host for randomly obtaining 89 times the food and beverage consumption cashback. The corresponding funds have been stored in the system, and the host can withdraw any amount of funds anytime and anywhere. 89 times 638 yuan is 56,782 yuan. So after eating a meal, did you actually earn over 50,000 yuan? Life Winner system aioli gives. When Anliang returned to their table, Lu Kai said in a daze, "How much money? I'll transfer it to you." Anliang laughed and cursed, "What money is not money? Get out of here quickly." Zhou Kong retorted with a sharp tongue, "Next time we break up, please treat us again. Get lost." Lu Kai retorted back. 4 people walked out of the string shop, and Zhou Kong and Liang Chao left with Lu Kai. Lu Kai lived nearby, and Zhou Kong and Liang Chao knew where Lu Kai's home was. Anliang walked towards his car, and from a distance, he heard the seductive female anchor introducing the performance parameters of the Porsche 911 Turbo S. So only he himself hasn't remembered those parameters that sound very powerful yet. Dog viewers, although this Porsche 911 is almost perfect, it also has a serious flaw, explained the seductive female anchor. Anliang was puzzled. Does this car still have serious drawbacks? In the live broadcast room of the seductive female anchor, the audience is frantically scrolling bullet comments. "Anchor, be careful. A colored skin is crazily looking at you. Anchor, anchor, there's a man behind you watching you. You have died young. The anchor is going to be covered by real people. Anchor, quickly turn around. Please ask the anchor to flirt with passers-by. Anliang didn't know the barrage of the water friend in the live broadcast room, so he directly asked, "What are the drawbacks of this car?" The seductive female anchor was startled and immediately turned to look at Anliang. Seeing the students dressed up in Anliang, she breathed a sigh of relief before responding, "Young man, the downside of this car is that there is a problem with the air conditioning system. The female passenger in the passenger seat always feels hot." The seductive female anchor continued, "Go ahead, young man. When you buy this car one day, you will know that its shortcomings are very obvious." Anliang directly took out the car key and pressed the unlock button. The 4-point matrix lights of the Porsche 911 lit up, and the interior ambient lights also lit up. Anliang asked, "Young anchor, do you feel hot?" In the live broadcast room, water enthusiasts were frantically sending barrage comments. "What's going on? Come on, young man, when you buy this car one day, sorry, I have already bought it, is it a face slap on sight? Today is another day when the little anchor was bullied. The shortcomings of this car are too obvious. Will this little anchor feel hot? Am I the only one who thinks the anchor is dangerous? Damn it. I'm afraid the little anchor will be taken away by the big shot, right?" The seductive female anchor also has a black question mark on her face. Is this horse riding god joking with her? Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Undefined. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Faced with Anliang's teasing, the seductive female anchor seized one point to refute. "Am I a little anchor?" The seductive female anchor hummed as she turned off her camera and then turned her phone screen towards Anliang. "Take a look for yourself. My popularity is over 10,000, am I a little anchor?" Anliang glanced at the anchor's nickname on the mobile phone screen, "No more foxes." He looked at the seductive female anchor again and directly roast, "Aren't you the foxes?" Although the camera was turned off, the water enthusiasts in the live broadcast room also burst into laughter, sending a large number of barrage comments. "The tycoon is right. Please turn on the camera and take a closer look at the tycoon's appearance. The anchor is a fox spirit and does not accept refutation. Don't be fooled by the tycoons. More than 10,000 people are fake. Popularity is not the number of people, there are less than 100 real people." Before Anliang could finish watching the barrage, the seductive female anchor put away her phone and started watching it herself. Looking at the barrage of messages, the seductive female anchor immediately got angry and said, "You dog viewers, I am your anchor. Hurry up and say something nice, or else we can start the band package." Did the dog anchor expand? The young anchor has a few strokes, how miserable he is, can't he count? There aren't many people, and the rankings are also low. Little anchor, it's ridiculous. What about a small anchor whose daily live streaming revenue does not exceed 200 yuan? Anliang spoke on the side and said, "Are you Tiger Teeth Live?" The seductive female anchor was stunned for a moment. "I also watched Tiger Tooth Live, and I know that the popularity of Tiger Tooth Live is not just about the number of people. I looked at it, and your VIP seat only has more than 20 people, even if it's 5 times enlarged, it only has more than 100 people. Plus, your weekly chart doesn't even have 1,000 yuan chart, dare you say you're not a small anchor?" Anliang joked. The seductive female anchor had a black question mark on her face. The water friends in the live broadcast room were once again amused. Bull Piklas, the tycoon, has arranged the young anchor very clearly. There are more than 20 people in the VIP seat, and there is not even 1,000 yuan list on the weekly list. Are you a big anchor, may I ask the Tiger Tooth account of the wealthy brother? Is it an emperor? Emperor is a noble account of Tiger Tooth Live, which requires a payment of 150,000 yuan for the first opening and a monthly renewal of 30,000 yuan. It belongs to the account series that is not truly wealthy and will never be opened. In Tiger Tooth Live, 8 out of 10 emperors are guild-operated accounts, and the remaining 2 are impulse consumption accounts that will soon be sold. At most, only one account can be a real player account. Most wealthy players will choose a second-class king account, which is a noble account that only costs 15,000 yuan for the first time and only needs to be renewed for 3,000 yuan per month. A lower-level Duke Noble account only costs 5,000 yuan for the first time it is opened, and only 1,200 yuan per month. These 2 levels of noble accounts are the choice of most wealthy people. The seductive female anchor naturally saw the inquiries from the water friends and looked at the newly added audience and the program effect created by Anliang unintentionally. She took the initiative to ask, "Do you have an account for Tiger Tooth Live? Is a free prostitution account counted?" Anliang asked in response. The water enthusiasts in the live broadcast room once again became lively, barrage after barrage. At this moment, I just want to brush with Chow. The tycoon who drove a Porsche 911 is a freeloader, and I am also a freeloader. Freeloader is equivalent to freeloader, so I am equivalent to driving a Porsche. Mathematical genius. Is it a moral decay or a distortion of human nature for the wealthy Porsche enthusiasts to engage in prostitution for free? I thought it was a potential big brother, but it turned out to be a free customer. Did the anchor cry? Long live the white whoring. White prostitution is the highest. White prostitution is invincible. I was thinking, I spent 1 yuan on getting a fan card, so I'm richer than Porsche brother. The seductive female anchor was not disappointed either. After all, the vast majority of live streaming users are prostitutes. Little anchor, do you want to get in a car and shoot a live broadcast? Anliang took the initiative to invite. The seductive female anchor countered, I'm not hot. Anliang added, can you drive? If you can, I'll take a picture of you in the car. The water enthusiasts in the live broadcast room once again burst into barrage. Open invitation to drive. Is it so direct? Please ask the anchor to stick to the bottom line. I vomited. Porsche brother. Money really allows you to do whatever you want. The seductive female anchor snorted softly, it's boring. Anliang did not hesitate to roast, hey, you little anchor, do you think too much about it? I just had a drink, and now I can't drive, and I don't want to pay for a driver. So, if you can drive, you can send me home. The driver's fee is that you test drive the top Porsche 911 and can broadcast it live on the car. Anliang added, of course, you can't take pictures of me. After Anliang finished speaking, the water enthusiasts in the live broadcast room erupted once again. Sleeping slot. Ghostly talent, I apologize. I misunderstood Porsche brother, I finally understand why others own Porsche, but I don't have anything. I vomited again, is it okay to save on the cost of driving? So the little anchor is acting too sentimental again. Stop talking, the little anchor is about to cry and faint on the street. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Undefined. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Anliang's drifting and positioning really made the little anchor's scalp tingle. He agreed to drive, but it turned out to be a real driving experience, a substitute driving experience, and a free driving experience. The seductive female anchor looked at Anliang speechlessly, only then did she realize that Anliang had indeed drunk. How far is your home? The seductive female anchor asked cautiously. Anliang saw through the anchor's concerns and directly entered a location on his phone, park your car in the Starlight Center, so you can rest assured, right? The seductive female anchor breathed a sigh of relief and said, since that's the case, I'll do a good deed. Ladies and gentlemen, the fox reminds you not to drink while driving, and not to drink while driving. Anliang was very conscious and got on the passenger seat. He placed the car key in the storage compartment below the center console and waited for the seductive female anchor to enter the cab. He casually asked, "Can you drive?" "Of course." The seductive female anchor skillfully activated the Porsche 911 on the left side of the steering wheel, and she responded proudly, "I used to work part-time as a car commentator." Anliang immediately used the information scanning system to check the situation. Yang Maui. Age. 20 appearance value. 93 body size. 93 special. 93 through the information scanning system, Anliang confirmed that the seductive female anchor was not a beauty monster, and the special score was fully met. He slightly lowered the seat back before giving the order. "Master, let's go slowly and steadily," Anliang instructed, as if he really regarded Yang Maui as a substitute driver. Yang Maui first fixed the phone holder and continued the live broadcast. She gave Anliang a white glance before saying to the water friends in the live broadcast room, "Audience friends, did you hear me? This is the face of a wealthy person." Anliang pretended not to hear, opened Tiger Tooth live on his phone, and then found Yang Maui's live broadcast room, no more fox spirits. As he had seen before, Yang Maui's live broadcast room was very miserable, with only over 30 people in the VIP seats. It was just now that his and Yang Maui's program had become effective, attracting some passers-by. As for the weekly list, it's simply too tragic. The first chart only has over 500 yuan, and the second to 10th charts add up to less than 1,000 yuan. Anliang also checked the anchor's growth value this week, which is only over 13,000 yuan, representing that Yang Maui received only over 1,300 yuan in rewards this week. Today is already Saturday, so on average, a reward of 200 yuan per day. In addition, Yang Maui's anchor level is only 20, so she must be a new anchor. The signing bonus is probably only 30%, so does she earn an average of 60 yuan per day? This is too tragic. Even though she is a beautiful woman with a beauty score of 93%, she is so miserable. A beauty with a beauty score of over 90 is simply 1 in a million. Don't think that 1 in a million beautiful women seems very common. According to a population of 1.4 billion in Dacia, if the number of men and women is equal, there are 700 million women. If the average age is 70 years old and then evenly distributed according to each age group, only counting women aged 16 to 30 would result in only 1/5 of the age-appropriate coverage area, which means there are 140 million women aged 16 to 30. According to the 1 in 10,000 level screening, there are actually only 14,000 people. Is there really a large population of 14,000 people nationwide? There should be more in big cities. However, is such a high-level beauty so miserable in the live streaming circle? Little anchor, are you too miserable? Anliang suddenly spoke up, 50 weekly charts have not been filled, and the total reward for a week is only over 1,300 yuan. Why are you so miserable? As Yang Maui drove, she responded, "As for me, singing doesn't sound good, I don't know how to dance, I can't understand hints, and I always like to deliberately chat the world to death. I don't even know how to kneel and lick my big brother. I only show these dog viewers our Xingqing cuisine. It's great to receive over 1,000 tips a week, right?" Anliang laughed heartily and said, "You're a little interesting, little anchor." Yang Maui immediately asked back, "Since the big shot thinks I'm an interesting little anchor, do you want to support me as a little anchor?" Anliang joked, "The question of whether I support it or not mainly depends on your driving skills." The audience in the live broadcast room once again erupted into barrage. "Why don't you have any culture? You just lie down and walk the world. I always feel like this Porsche guy is driving again, this time he's really driving. Young anchor, cheer up duck, strive to win Porsche brother, and embark on the pinnacle of life from now on." In Driving Openly, the path of the young anchor's corruption. Faced with Anliang's teasing, Yang Maui joked back and said, "Boss, how do you think I'm driving now? Is it very stable and comfortable?" Anliang turned his head and looked at Yang Maui with interest. If it weren't for the information scanning system determining Yang Maui's special score of 93, Anliang would have thought Yang Maui was a real driver. Even if you are not an experienced driver, you may not be a novice on the road. Not bad, your car is very stable and comfortable, and I am very satisfied. Anliang responded accordingly. Yang Maui quickly picked up the topic and said, since that's the case, should the big shots support me a bit, such as giving me a 1,000 yuan list for my weekly ranking? I haven't seen the weekly ranking for a long time. The water users in the live broadcast room also expressed that Yang Maui's weekly chart has indeed not been on the 1,000 yuan chart for a long time, and she is really a poor little anchor. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.